One of the unique aspects of our program is the opportunity to work with the indigenous Maijuana. They are now the guardians of over 1 million acres of primary rainforest here in the Amazon. It was a big struggle for them to retain that title to their ancestral lands and to take control over that again. There had been logging and poaching in those lands over the years, and they were successful in halting that, and we're starting to see some exciting biodiversity recovery as a result. It's a really powerful experience to be in community with them, learning from them, and hearing their story directly from them. It's not about the Morpho faculty interpreting that for them or sharing their story. They're doing that directly peer-to-peer with the teachers that participate in our program. It's a very powerful way to put this place into its proper context. We're also learning how to do this right. We're trying our best to ensure that we're engaging appropriately and respectfully, and that it's a collaboration, and it's not us coming in saying, this is what we want you to do for us. It's them saying, this is what we'd like to share with you.
We go out onto the trails, they cut Arapai palm, they show us how thatched roofs are made, they weave meat game or wild game backpacks, and we put them on and carry them back with our backpacks in them. It's this opportunity that we have that is authentic, it's relevant. Exchange is the word that comes to mind. Beautiful. I think it's a gift. I know it's a gift. The Maijuana elders and the Maijuana community, including the women of the community, they are our teachers. They are our faculty for part of this experience.
A lot of us feel like we're entitled to so much, and we get used to having so much. And coming here and seeing these people who are making a very successful living for themselves based solely on the resources around them and the communities of fellow people that they're living with. That's really profound, and it was something that I pondered, like how do we bring that kind of realization, that experience back to more Americans, because I think we do live in that world of feeling like we need everything, we need it at our fingertips, we can run out to the grocery store, we can order things for overnight delivery. So another thing that I realized is, as an American, it's really hard to travel to parts of the world where people live really differently than we do without feeling like an obnoxious tourist. They've welcomed us not only into their community, but into their homes. We've been able to see how they cook dinner, how they wash their clothes. All sorts of questions that I had, they were happy to answer, and you don't have that experience in most places. And then they not only welcomed us, they've welcomed us back year after year.
In thinking about both conservation and our planet as a whole, it's really important to remember and acknowledge who the initial stewards of this planet were, who currently are living on their lands, and who are living in a sustainable way. We have partnered with the Maijuana community, which is an amazing community that this is their home, and to make sure that when people talk about the Amazon, they're not just talking about the animals, but the people, because the people are as an important part of this place, if not more of this important place. And so our work with the Morpho Institute is an opportunity to echo the voice and amplify the voice of the original stewards of this land and supporting their work so that they can continue to live in their home in the way that they want to.
I have to say, working with the Maijuana, it's been really wonderful because it's a positive conservation story, which is kind of rare. A lot of people who work in conservation fields, it can be depressing because there's so many things that are not going well. And the Maijuana, they face a perilous future, but they are doing it with determination and grit, and they're facing those challenges and wanting to raise all of their coming generations of Maijuana kids to have the same love of the land that they have.
I think that it's a powerful experience for those that come and participate, because by connecting to these indigenous people here in the Amazon area, it also gives us a different perspective so that when we return to our own places and spaces, we might be a little more curious, a little more passionate about knowing who's in our own backyard and how can we connect with them to do some positive things in our own areas.
One of the things I'm looking forward to implementing is going back and looking at the plants. The indigenous people from our area, the Timucuas, their plant usage information is with us. Going back and finding those plants that we still refer to today, but for their tools, their food, their medicine, and teaching the kids not only how it was used, but how we still can use it and how it ties into the rainforest and the importance of keeping these plants. And then teaching them and tying in where most of our Western medicine could come from if we listen to what's around us and protect what's around us, not just here, but in our homes and around our home areas, no matter where it is.
I hope that kids are able to tell the story of their environment by seeing how we can tell the story about the Amazon, and that our place can be just as intriguing and exciting as the Amazon is, very different, but we still have a story to tell too. And I love the opportunity that we're going to have to meet the indigenous people and talk about their journey of conserving their land and their homes and the wildlife that they were starting to lose. I want to be able to take that story back to my kids to help them see that locally they can do the same type of thing. They don't have to have millions of dollars. They don't have to have a whole nonprofit foundation on their side. Like, they can start small to make changes just in our local community that helps the environment or helps wildlife that might be struggling because of maybe what we're doing as humans in that area. So that's what I'm most excited to get back to do.
We feel immensely privileged that Morpho Institute was able to start this work with the Maijuana as they were starting to decide they wanted to do ecotourism. And we kind of raised our hand and said, we have the perfect audience for you. We bring teachers down here. They want to learn, they're inquisitive, they want to ask questions. So it's been a really lovely exchange between Maijuana teachers and our teachers. And I think there's real power in there, and I think there's real impact there as well.
Morpho Institute, One Planet, and the Maijuana are developing these really powerful educational programs that are empowering to the Maijuana. They're a source of sustainable income to the Maijuana. They're culturally affirmative and celebrate the Maijuana's conservation story, their extensive knowledge about their forest and expertise in their way of life. They're programs that in turn inspire the visiting groups that the Morpho Institute organizes to share what they've learned and bring that to the United States or to their homes, in their own classrooms, in their own communities, to continue the ripple effect of inspiration based on the Maijuana's work in their own home in the Amazon.